Hey everyone, Big Pauly back for a brand new video. And yeah, it's late tonight, isn't it? Yes, it is time for late night crap DVD reviews. But what are we going to be watching? I figured I'll leave a few of the really crap like dinosaur, zombie-saurus type of stuff for close to Jurassic Park or Jurassic World when it comes out. I figured now we'll watch a bit of disaster stuff. So we have got San Francisco Megaquake, counting down to the big one. Right, okie dokie, let's see what this is like. Sit back, relax, and enjoy Big Pauly's late night crap DVD reviews. Okay, so the menu is playing at the moment. As you can see behind me, we've got a few images thrown up from the film. But before we get into that, San Francisco Megaquake from Dazzler Media. Yes, countdown to the big one. It's a 12 certificate. I don't know if I recognise any of the actors on the back. How long is it? It is 87 minutes. That's the thing about these late night crap DVD reviews. None of them go on further than 90 minutes. They're all quick. Let's have a look. What does it say? As a megaquake threatens San Francisco, a series of foreshocks wreaks havoc across the city. Oh. Now an elite team of emergency service and disaster experts converge on the anticipated epicenter, working tirelessly to save as many lives as possible and stop the big one before it strikes. Okay, actually there's one or two people in there that I actually I think I identified there. Who's that? Grant Bowler. I'm sure I've seen him in something before. Billy Baldwin. Not William Baldwin. Is there another one? Is there a Billy Baldwin? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, let's get this on and let's see some Quake shit.
One eternity later.
Okay. San Francisco Megaquake. I think they should rename that. Yeah. To be perfectly honest, San Francisco wasn't actually featured much in the film. It was mainly set around Los Angeles. Yeah. God, where can I start? Okay, so they have this like 4.6 earthquake or so at the start in LA, and then we skip to what we presume is seismologists or seismologists and that kind of stuff. It really starts abrupt, you know, like the credits go up and then in the first 2 seconds there's an earthquake, and then we skip to an airplane with a lot of people on it, but there's no explanation as to who they are, not even on screen. You kind of have to introduce us to the characters first and tell us a little bit about them before, you know, getting into the action. A lot of it is set in like the technical room where they monitor earthquakes, and every now and again we get a bit of a quake. Bad CGI. That's the one thing about films like this that are on such a crap budget, that you can use CGI to make it look good, but it never does, because you can instantly see what CGI water is like and CGI rocks falling on a CGI bridge. It's very gamey, PlayStation-y effects. There was even one shot with a car going across a bridge and it skidded. Definitely out of a PlayStation game or an Xbox game. Yeah, I mean, there's some characters in it. There's this one lead woman that's kind of like leading the whole shebang. I don't know where she came from, but she kind of like feels like that she's in the wrong film, that she went to make a film and instead of going into Studio A, she went into Studio B, whereas Studio A is blondes and big jugs. She's in the wrong film. Yeah, there's a couple of other characters as well. This bloke here, I really don't know what his purpose was. He was just a member of the family. He had no technical expertise. He was just yelling and screaming and a lot and pulling funny faces, tapping a few keys out. But it was never established who a lot of these people were or what their job was. We also get this bloke here. I'm sure that he was in something like Neighbours or Home and Away. I'm pretty sure he had an Australian accent. Billy Baldwin. Yes, it is William Baldwin. Obviously, he calls himself Billy Baldwin now. He was in it, I would say screen time, 30 seconds. He was like the senator. He was the senator, came on the screen and explained to people, don't rush and don't cause havoc and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he wasn't very well used in the overall film. There's some weird camera stuff that's going on with shots of people's heads. I mean, I'll stick a couple here. Here's one. Here's another one. And don't forget this one as well. And we get a few of those and strange kind of like cutting, you know, with their heads sort of kind of like cut off. It's trying to be San Andreas, but it's a long way from San Andreas. On a shoestring budget, I suppose they did the best that they could. The acting, on the most part, was okay. There was a bit of dodgy dialogue and a bit of dodgy acting every now and again, but on the most part, it was okay, I suppose. There was a really stupid scene though when there was a tremor and one of the buildings got cut off. It got literally lifted off its surface and started floating down the river or floating down the floodwater. And the power was still on in the buildings. And it was just floating, and then it ended up crashing into a bridge. Again, great picture. Great DVD cover. None of that happened at all. None of that happened. Yeah, any buildings that were falling down, they were in a distance and they were bad CGI bricks falling off them. But there was none of that, none of that, none of that, none of that, none of that. None of that either on the back there. You had a few helicopters flying over, but that is about it. So again, a very misinterpreted film going by the DVD cover. But I suppose if they were to put what you got on the screen on the front cover, no one would buy it. And this is from the asylum, so I think we should have known better. And the thing is, as a threat, you never really felt danger because it was all centered around these people and in the control center and the seismologists. You never really got a scale of people dying or people in peril. Obviously, they would have to pay for extras or do more CGI work to create thousands of people running aimlessly for their lives. But yeah, it's one of the ones to avoid, I think. There's going to be much better earthquake films out there. And it wasn't really a mega quake either. I mean, the most they had was 5.2. They were I think it was 5.2. They were going to predict that there was going to be an 8 point something, but then it was going to turn into a 20. But they managed to stop it by dropping some bombs down oil wells on oil rigs. plugging up the hole basically to explode it and to kind of like fuse the San Andreas fault. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. So that is San Francisco mega quake that never really happened in San Francisco. In fact, you could take San Francisco off it, but then again, you could just take mega off and the film would just be called Quake. That's about it. So how would I rate this on the crapometer? I'd give this 2 out of 10 on the crapometer. Yeah. There we go. Another one done. Fantastic. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like it by giving it some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and share. And just remember, I'm here to watch the shit you don't have to. Till the next video. Bye-bye.